Good morning, and how are you today? Welcome back to my channel. So today I really wanted to show you just a small demonstration of Tai Chi Chuan, or in Cantonese we call it Tai Gik Kun. And this is something that I've only been doing for about a year, maybe less. I actually learned it from my father, who's been practicing Tai Chi for over 40 odd years, 45 years maybe. And he actually learned it from his Tai Chi master, Li Ying An. And this master actually created a modified version of this Tai Chi Chuan, which is based on the Yang school of Tai Chi. There are, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think there are 4 different types of Tai Chi Chuan, but the 2 most popular are Yang, or in Cantonese we say Yang Ga, and the Chen, which is Chen Ga. So there's Yang and Chen, the 2 sort of most popular types. And this Tai Chi master felt that both styles have their own sort of benefits, but a lot of the moves are very, very repetitive and doesn't really serve major purpose. So he extracted what he felt were the most useful moves and sort of pieced it together to form this simplified version. Now, why did I choose to do Tai Chi? I think first of all, initially it started with a little bit of pressure from my dad, because it's something that's very close to his heart, and he always wanted to sort of pass it on to one of his children. And so in the past I started learning it before, and I think I got to the sort of final stage, and then, as you know, life got in the way and I had a million excuses. I didn't really practice. I just kind of gave up, and I think he was always a bit disappointed in me because of that. So, but I think over the years I started feeling, a lot of aches and pains myself as I got older, obviously. And in one of my videos before, I mentioned that, I was actually born with very weak bones and ligaments. So I kind of decided maybe I should take it seriously and actually pick it up again. So finally I went back to my dad and I said, "Dad, will you teach me again? I am serious this time, and I am determined to learn the whole sequence." And so I did. And I think I actually learned the whole sequence within about a couple of months, maybe less, maybe it was about 6 weeks, because I hadn't totally forgotten it. So it was just a matter of him kind of refreshing my memory, but also correcting my moves. So I've been, I think, fairly diligent. I have tried to practice as much as I can since I finished learning the sequence. And I know that my moves are in no way perfect. I'm far from it. So although I'm going to show a demonstration, please don't take it as, as the definitive, okay? And if you are a practicing martial artist, please don't come for me, all right? I know my moves I'm really just doing it as a beginner's guide. I am in no way close to being sort of good, but I think just being able to practice the sequence of moves have definitely benefited me in terms of getting my joints more active, and so hence the reason why I wanted to share it with you guys, because I think if any of you are sort of suffering from any joint problems, whether it's arthritis, anything like that. I mean, I do have sort of real problems with my knees. I've always suffered with knee problems. And I felt that since I've been practicing Tai Chi, you know, my knees have definitely felt stronger. And so I just wanted to encourage you guys to maybe sort of, you know, take from it what you will. Maybe you don't necessarily have to follow the whole sequence, but just to maybe take a few of the moves that you feel you can do, and just practice those few moves. But it's just one way of you know, getting yourself moving, and it's a very good way to meditate as well. And I think the good thing about this is you don't have to do it outdoors. It can be done indoors, so as long as you've got a bit of space in your house, you can do it. So when the weather is bad, you're still able to practice the sequence at home. Now, I think with Tai Chi, I'm sure most of you know what it is already, because, you know, especially over the last, I would say the last 10-20 years, it's become increasingly popular in the West. And especially amongst the elderly, because I think the beauty of Tai Chi is you don't have to have any force, and you don't have to be physically strong to do it. In fact, it's very suitable for those who are sort of, you know, weak. And that's why you see a lot of the elderly practicing Tai Chi. Because the idea is that when it comes to actual sparring, or when it comes to actual self-defense, you are actually using your opponent's strength against them. So the stronger your opponent is, the weaker they are, if you see what I mean, because you are using their strength against them. So I think that's really amazing. As opposed to a lot of the, what we call the hard school, like Hong Kun. Not really sure how you pronounce it in Mandarin, but it's, you know, the hoo ha, you know, those are really impressive to watch. And of course, they're mighty effective in self-defense. But if you're like me, small in stature, those kind would not really be suitable. So hence the reason why I've kind of developed more of an interest in Tai Chi. Now, having said that, I do know that in actual sparring and self-defense, although when you watch the people practicing Tai Chi, the moves are very slow, very fluid. In actual self-defense, is very fast. And I'll tell you why. Because my dad, I'm not sure if I'm really supposed to tell you, but I just think it's so funny. My dad, who's now 77, we're going back maybe 6-7 years ago now. There was this young couple who moved next door to him, and this couple were real bullies. You know, they saw my dad and my mum and dad being elderly, they thought they could just bully them. And they used to argue all the time, whether it's about parking or the garden fence or this and that. They were always in dispute about one thing or another. And my dad, I mean, he's a fairly fiery person, but for a long time, he kind of just tried to swallow it, and just, you know, just for the sake of keeping peace and harmony and not wanting, you know, my mom to get caught up in any sort of their major disputes. He just kind of just tried to grin and bear it. And I think one time this guy just pushed it too far. I think my dad finally confronted him, and this guy, who's like really tall, I think he's only in his early 30s, well over 6 foot. He came right up to my dad, and he was like, yeah, like just being really thuggish. And his wife was just standing there effing and blinding. And I think my dad just snapped. And my dad literally just pulled him out of the house, and within 2 moves, flattened him to the ground. The guy did not know what hit him. And, you know, my dad at that time was, what, 73, 74, I think? Well, yeah, I think it was about 72 or 73. He flattened this guy to the ground within seconds. the wife was, oh, you effing, like went right up to my dad. My dad bitch slapped her. Oops. You know what? Let me put it out there. I do not condone violence in any way at all. All right. So please don't think that, you know, I'm sort of having a laugh about this. But I met this couple myself, and they are really horrid. And I can tell you, these two had it coming. Okay. And from that day onwards, they never bothered my parents again. And in fact, within a couple of months, I think it was because, no, it wasn't that soon, but I think they had a baby, and then they sold the house and moved away. So it was happy days. So my point was that, you know, if you've been practicing Tai Chi for many, many, many years, and you actually know the moves and can interpret the moves as self-defense, then it can be very, very effective, even when you're at an elderly age. So I hope, you know, me sharing this with you today will encourage you to take it up, to find out more about it, and maybe even, you know, have lessons with a proper master. Okay, but don't laugh at my moves, all right? I know it's not perfect, but I just want to share it with you guys. So I hope you'll enjoy.
so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like and please subscribe to see what else I get up to.